a full 8. I don't know what you guys
I was up talking
about.
with these guys. I looked at my watch when I got back, and it was 3 o'clock.
Yep.
First slap, happy cast. 3, 2, 1.
Real wet, but I'm not going to put people in a dangerous situation where they're going to drown. You know, it's the experience. It's the as close as you can get to real, and still have it be fun and safe. And you know, at the safety briefing, at my briefing last night, which was the operational side, Art did the safety briefing. My first statement was safety. That's the #1 rule at Blacksheep.
Oh yeah, I mean, if someone drowns, goes into hypothermia, falls off a building or whatever, you don't have paper. But I mean, it's gonna slow bog the game down for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
48,000 acres. Just saying.
Never find them. I mean,
it's the safety aspect.
We just don't want the game, from a shelter's perspective, we don't want the game to stop because someone got hurt.
And that's the thing is airsoft on military installations is not something new, but it is so extremely hard to make happen. Yeah. You know, it's Fort Drum, Guernsey, the other locations that are looking at doing this. Any type of incident, any at all, it's on the commander. It's the commander's discretion.
And it goes straight up the chain of command, because the report goes from us on the range to range control to the garrison commander to the TAG of Wyoming to National Guard Bureau that they had some significant incident at a training site.
And it's just like that. I mean, it's a matter of blinking your eye and it's gone. And then you lose this opportunity of not only does Blacksheep lose out, but you lose the community's aspect of losing out on this. And that's what the big push is here. This community is getting to come into an area like Sawmill. If we get into Sawmill, it's never been touched by anybody with Special Forces. Never.
That's how we felt about GTI last year.
Yeah.
It's like first airsofters to ever play on this before. And it was like Disneyland.
It's virgin. Yeah. It's never been touched, and it's being given right here.
And what most people don't understand is that all of us at the national level are looking for locations, and they're very hard to find. They're very hard to secure. They are, I've got more no's than any amount of yeses.
Well, raising money is easy. It's getting permission.
There you go.
That's hard. Because, I mean, and I don't mean this in any way as a slur towards, you know, the bases, the camps, the forts, but they don't operate on a purely capitalistic basis. No. It's not like I can just wave enough money at them and they go, oh yeah, we definitely want you guys in. You can have $110,000 sitting in front of them, you know, big pile on the table, and they go, no.
You know what it honestly all comes down to? It's education. It's understanding what he's bringing to the table and what all of us do. And that's one of the biggest reasons why Guernsey's went the route it's went, is you've got a large player base of airsofters that have been here, done this. They've been on the camp, taken the camp commanders out, demonstrated the weapon systems. And so that's the thing. It's all education. You want something to go happen, educate the people on it. Make them understand what it is.
And you know, I think the flip side of that we need to talk about is that a lot of the places that I've talked to that have said no have had a bad experience with airsoft. So, you know, if you don't know what you're doing and you try to get a cool site and you screw it up, then you screw it up for the whole community, because that was the primary reason that some really cool sites said, no, we just don't do airsoft anymore. They didn't give me details or names or anything like that, but it's just like, okay, bad rep here.
I think we've bumped against that a couple of times, actually. Yeah. For us,
yeah. So, if this is a hard business because the player base is fickle, they are an unusual crowd to deal with.
Where's my bottle of BBs with my registration?
There's no shirt.
Well, yeah.
Where's my Black Sheep shirt?
Right. So there, this, you know, we just did a little private op last week, and this is kind of one of the things that chaps me about just the airsoft op versus the Milsim op. So, was there a T-shirt in the Black Sheep player package? No. Is there a bottle of promotional BBs in the Black Sheep player package? Yeah, there's no,
you know what
no
is
gimmies.
There's a bottle of Suck It Up and Drive On.
But do you know what
Here's
is?
A straw.
Yes.
What is in the player package is you get an in-game meal to sustain you for 24 hours of operation.
Ooh, snacks.
You get water throughout the entire event. You get coffee to keep your core temperature up, and all of that is included, and you get a patch.
And you're going to get blown up.
Well, it's like this.
You're like a tea hater. What?
You know, this is better than any shirt.
Yes, the Wakanda patch.
Which I'm still jealous of.
Yeah, I mean, you go to this event, you pay your money, and you do all the work throughout the entire weekend.
And also you walk away with the stories.
Maybe all you get is the stories. There are guys that go and take this and don't get the patch, and you don't find out until graduation at the end.
Wow, that's cool.
So you may have failed in the first hour.
Well, you know, I explained the Blacksheep patch system, and it mirrors the military tabs and badges and rank system, so that, you know, when you walk away from this weekend with a Pathfinder at Guernsey in a blizzard patch, you're going to get some respect wherever you go. And in future events, when it's 70 degrees.
Guernsey Arctic Warfare School.
Like, wow, I got to put on a windbreaker.
Yeah.
Well, you know, at Ranger School in the Army, if you go through the winter phase, you sew your Ranger tab on with white thread. If you go through the normal phases, summer, spring, fall, you use black thread. So it identifies those guys that really had the suck for a winter Ranger class. And you know, maybe for this event, you guys sew on your Blacksheep Pathfinder.
They don't sew, they're Velcro.
I know, they're Velcro.
The greatest invention ever. Moms went, oh, thank God.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. I went, thank God.
So, so that kind of thing, you get what you said. You get a lot of stories, and that brings up a cool point. You know, why do people do this? Finally, one guy had heard all of his friends talking about Blacksheep at the Cove, and for 2 years now, he's heard these stories, Pine Plains and Cove and all this kind of stuff, and he finally said, I want my own stories. I want to go to that event. I want my own stories. And what a cool testimonial for why people do that. It's that good that they want their own stories.
A question for you. So you're running range control for us this weekend, correct? But you still get to dress up. You get to run around.
Well, I'm an airsofter too. I actually go Milsim with it.
And you know, we've known each other for a little bit. Go back, you know, familiarity back in the day.
9 hours.
9 hours. I wouldn't do any store plugging here. But conversations we've had, you know, you're always, the coolest games, you're always on the staff admin side. And that's been like with just some of the local stuff you run here. How badly do you want in on this one?
Oh, you have no idea. I get an email. This is how this whole thing starts. I get an email from our ops officer, or our ops officer and ops NCO, and they go, Art, you airsoft. I'm like, yeah, you know that. Can we do this? And it's not a matter of can we. It's like, fuck yeah, we can do this. It's on. It's on. Let's do this.
Just let me interject one thing real quick. I did research all over the internet trying to find National Guard bases that had CACTAFs, MOP facilities. So I was sending in, I would go on their website, find out who the range control officer or NCO was, and I was sending blind emails with a proposal in it. So this, you know, and it's written in an op order format, so, you know, they understand it. So that's what he got, was just this blind requisition. Can I use your CACTAF?
No, he's like reading the email.
Seriously. It's like, ooh! It's like, yes! And I've told the Major this when we've talked about it. This is like the bucket check. This is my checklist, my bucket list right here. Bang! Got one. And, you know, me and the guys that are doing the OC, we're all volunteer, and when it come down to it, we sat here and we sat just like this, and we're looking at each other and we're going, play, OC, play, God damn it!
If you OC it well enough that it continues, you can afford to play the next time.
It's like staff's going,
yeah,
you know, next year.
Well, it is, and it was. I've made a lot of hard decisions in my life. To come in and say, yeah, I will OC, I will RSO for this. It wasn't a hard decision. But it was, because on the other side, I wanted to be on that trigger. I want to be on the trigger. I want to be on the other side of it. I want to be out there in the suck and doing this.
Well, you know, to add to that, though, another phenomena of my events is that everyone that comes here, whether you're the guy that's or gal in charge of making sure the coffee pot's full, or you're a trigger puller, everyone has a great time. And everyone is a Pathfinder. So, you know, the OCs are Pathfinders, the players are pathfinders, the staff is pathfinders, because you all made that commitment to this first event.
It's been a blast across the whole level. I mean, it's great. Player interaction, everybody's talking, and then we also, you go back to the question, how bad? I looked at it just on my level. I looked at it, and I'm all about the education. I'm all about getting the training out to these new players. We have a core group of experience sitting right here that a few years from now, and I'm not pointing fingers at you, a few years from now, we're not going to be able to get out there and do it as much as we used to.
I'm very aware of that.
We have to grab those younger generations and get them involved. And that's what was my driving factor for this, is if they see me jump on board and we make this happen.
Well, that's the love of the sport, the sacrifices you make. You're sacrificing your trigger time because you love the sport.
And that's exactly it. And it's the younger, I mean, we've got a team here that's only been playing Airsoft 8 months together. And they're here now. This team's playing for 8 months. They're here now. I mean, it's literally short hairs, donk. Here we go. It's rock on time, and they're going. And it's like,
wait, is that ice water and sharks?
Yeah, it's calm down. You got this.
Ice water and sharks. I'm gonna need another mag.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me bring this back around to where we started. That you asked why. Why did I drive 30 hours to come to Wyoming? Because the other phenomena that I've seen is that your community is going to grow like mushrooms and shit.
I hope
in the dark, fed only shit.
I hope so, because I have to admit there's a lot of my local community that I'm looking at, that I'm thinking about right now, going. So guys, we have a Milsim event at a mount facility that's 3 hours away, and you aren't here. Oh, shit.
Yeah. I was doing the same thing in Connecticut. What the fuck? But you're going to see your community grow because now there's a purpose here. There are stories that I've heard from teams on the Northeast that were going through that, are we going to still be a team and dissolve and do all that kind of stuff, that are still in existence now 6, 7 years later because they have that purpose. They have that one goal a year, that everything revolves around that one major event that they go to, they train up for. Everything else is a training event.
I've got that one event. Yeah. It's not yours yet, but
right.
We will see. We will get you there.
Yeah. And whichever event that is for your team, but you need that kind of regional goal at a national level experience to drive it.
Well, I think we're going to take a break and see who gets to come back to this table. Who's still standing? Who's still alive?
Yeah, who's smelly and who's dirty and who's hypothermic.
I look forward to it, so let's go do this. Let's see if those roads are melted off ready for us yet. So
Yeah, check those.
Check them.